Nativism influences policy. Please appreciate this throughout this course. Again, the bottom third is nativism influences policy. Because after passage of the Chinese Exclusion Act, Congress increasingly began to take centralized control of immigration by establishing standards for state boards of immigration. So if you could put nativism influences policy. And we'll take a look at the restrictions because it's going to lead up to the Quota Act. Restrictions began to increase as new classes of people are going to be added to the lists of those to be excluded. Started with the Chinese. Then people likely to become public charges were created in 1882. By 1885, all contract labor from Asia. Anarchists in 1903. Imbeciles, mental defects, unaccompanied children, and immoral women in 1907. And illiterate, and finally all Asians in 1917. And then finally, during World War I, the Espionage Act of 1917 and the Alien and Sedition Acts of 1918. Now, these peaceful efforts at immigration control shared a theme, excluding the less desirable quote-unquote aliens from residence in the United States. However, enforcement rested with local authorities who didn't share the legislative concern about immigration. So in 1907, Congress created a commission to develop a comprehensive immigration policy in 1907. And after 15 years, and in the early 1920s, Congress finally crafted legislation that created a closed-door policy. The open borders of the United States would now be protected. And it was known as the Quota Acts of 1921 and 1924. So, crew, if you could put the Quota Acts of 1921 and 1924, and these Quota Acts established a virtual barricade against the national origins populations that had increasingly dominated the immigration flow in the early years of the 20th century. The Quota Acts established a national annual limit on immigration and allocated visas within the national limit based on the presence of foreign-born persons by country as measured in the 1910 census, in the 1924 bill, and the 1890 census in the 1921 bill. We will come to explore how these acts impacted the American populace in future sessions. So, get to know it, class. This is, I just wanted to introduce you to the gamut of laws, because I'm not going to address these laws in future presentations. In future presentations, I'm going to start now in 2 weeks. We'll start with the red beans, and then we'll move to the white beans, and then we'll move to the black beans, and then we'll move to the yellow beans, and then we'll move to the get down, get brown beans. But ultimately, we all have to recognize that we're all human beings, okay? So whether it is black, white, red, yellow, brown, we're all human, okay? And that's understanding certain things with regards to immigration. So I want to, again, thank you for your participation in the class.